What's up YouTube, this is Kevin from K&D Gaming, and today we're going to be looking at this home theater PC machine and how I upgraded it to a gaming machine. I'm mainly going to be using this computer for PS2 games on PCSX2 and Wii and GameCube games on Dolphin. I'm also going to be running some Steam games as well. So let's go ahead and get started with Disassembly. Alright, so let's begin this build. First we're going to start off with the disassembly. In case you missed the first video, I'll put a link over here or in the description. It's where I put together this $200 HT PC. And I'm upgrading it in this video, but we're going to take it apart. The next video I'm going to do is going to show some gameplay, some benchmarks, and some temperatures. I didn't have enough time to put it in one video, so that will be in the description as well. If you're interested in the parts I'm using, I'm going to put the links in the description below, as well as talk about them as we get to them. Okay, so right here we're just going to be unhooking the cords from the motherboard, and then we're going to take the motherboard out. I have to invert the fans, so because this cooler I got, which was a good deal, $35 for this Zalman liquid cooler, the fans only blow in one direction and it couldn't be mounted on the back. So I had to flip the fans in order to get a push-pull on the liquid radiator. The motherboard is going to stay the same, and I'm going to be upgrading the RAM as well. Don't have that videoed, it's just 2 sticks of 4GB RAM, so 8 gigs total. I got a good deal for that. That came with the graphics card. Alright, here we're going to socket in the new processor, which is the G3258. Is an overclockable dual-core processor, and we'll be getting rid of the Celeron G1820, which is perfect for the home theater PC, but this G3258 is really going to enable us to run emulators. It's almost the gold standard for running these emulators. I decided to stay in Windows 8 with this machine because DX12 is a little buggy right now. DX12 is not really showing any benefit for dual cores. I've also heard some people talking about issues with the G3258 and overclocking in Windows 10. And now I'm putting the fans back in the correct direction as I talked about earlier. Sorry, excuse my dog for barking. I might have to edit some of this out. Okay, this is editing Kev. Sorry, my dog was just being very annoying and was not having good audio, so there's 2 times where I'm gonna come in the editing side. So right here I'm just installing the radiator, and I'm trying to brainstorm how I'm gonna put this in, and I finally come to the conclusion that that hard drive is just not gonna be able to stay in that spot. Sorry, War Turtle, we're gonna have to get rid of ya. That Samsung SSD is gonna end up being moved to the bottom of the case. You'll probably see that towards the end of the video. One other thing about this liquid cooler is that the Zalman logo on the pump actually is blue. It's got a blue LED. It looks pretty cool. And here comes those annoying faces because I'm trying to record. I'm getting frustrated with my dog. Alright, so I had to take out the motherboard in order to install the back plate for my liquid cooler. This Zalman LQ320 can't actually buy it anymore, so what I would do is compare it to the Corsair H80. It's got the same radiator size and it's 120 millimeters. So I'm going to link that one in the description instead. You could reference this or look at your manual if you're looking on how to place those screws in the brackets. This is editing Kevin again. What we're seeing here is we're going to put the motherboard back in, and it's going to take me probably like 30 seconds to screw in this motherboard. It's really not that hard to do. Just make sure all the screws line up to the holes, put the motherboard back in. Like I said in the first video, part 1, I am not using a back plate. It is rather annoying to put in, but I do use one in my main rig. Here I put in the new processor, socketed in right there. This took me a couple tries to get this this bracket secure on. It's actually the first time I've done liquid cooling, and the only reason why I bought this one was because it was $35, which I thought was a steal for liquid cooler. It actually gets great temps, and air cooling would have been just fine, but for this good of a deal I wanted to overclock and actually let me get a 4.6 gigahertz, and this isn't even an expensive motherboard. So let's get these cords out of the way and install these fans. This was really tricky right here because the fan was hard to, the screws were hard to access right here. But I got it done, and the only thing I don't like about this cooler is that the fan that came with it is only in the one direction, which is a push. So it's pushing through the radiator instead of going into the case. What I would like to use that front as the intake. So I bought a GTX 950 a couple of months ago. This was before the 10 series came out, and the GTX 950 did do well, but I was getting some crashes and the screen would just go blue. It'd be annoying when I was watching movies, and I narrowed it down to the graphics card. So I upgraded to the 960 when I returned it because I found a really good deal on eBay. Got a 960 with 8 gigs of RAM for $150, and this was before the 10 series came out. So right now, if you're looking at a graphics card, I'd recommend going 1050 or the 1050 Ti, because those are just absolutely great values for the money. But if you can get a 960 on eBay for cheap, definitely go that route. Sorry, the video cut out right here. I don't know what happened. I think my phone died or something, so you don't actually see me sticking in the graphics card, but that's okay. The next two upgrades are kind of optional. This is the hard drive enclosure and the DVD burner, or DVD drive. I'm not really burning DVDs, but you know, when you buy one, you might as well buy the burner because it's the same price. And that's what I wanted for the home theater PC aspect of it, because I got some DVDs. I occasionally want to watch it, and it's not that. It's kind of inconvenient to grab the external hard drive. This hard drive enclosure was free after rebates. I mean, I had the spare hard drive in there before, and I just mounted it somewhere. It didn't look as nice, so I got this hard drive for free. The hard drive enclosure was free, and that hard drive right there was actually one of my MacBook hard drives I just had laying around, so that really didn't have any extra cost. As you can see, I slotted it in right here to put the screws in. I actually put it in the wrong slot. I just moved it over so that the cords would align really close to the DVD drive. The one thing I don't like about this case is, as you can see right here, the back panel is actually kind of covering up where the screws go. So when I'm screwing in this hard drive enclosure, this back side right here, I only can put one of the screws in. As far as cable management, I try to just shove all the cords behind here and underneath. Here's a look at the final product. At the end of this video, I'm going to post part 1 where I build the original HTPC, and part 3, which is coming soon, which I'm going to check out the performance of this in some games, some emulators, look at some benchmarks and temperatures. Again, my name is Kevin. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to check out our other content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.